You want to know the biggest influence of why XRP is crashing, or basically going down, down, and down, and will probably continue? Well, I'm going to share the biggest reason that has the most influence on the sales pressure of XRP. Now, this is Uncle Ray with the Crypto Bellwether. I don't always tell you what you want to hear, but I tell you what you need to hear to make an informed decision. Now, whether you believe this is the biggest influence on XRP during this sell-off, this information will serve you well over time no matter what project you get involved with. Because, guys, we're going to dive into the tokenomics and the supply and demand. And you'll understand just how much information you can get. It's imperative that you get this type of information for all projects. Tokenomics and math matter, and they can tell you when to get in or give you a better entry point, and definitely if you should be selling a pump or not. So I'm going to share that information with you. So whether you agree with what I'm about to say or not about how much influence this has on XRP, just follow along with an open mind, guys. I'm telling you, it will serve you well, because this is some information that everyone needs to understand. Because when it comes to tokenomics and the supply and demand dynamic, tokenomics can tell you kind of what to expect in a bear market, which will keep you out of dollar cost averaging in maybe way too early. And then it will definitely tell you whether you want to have a long-term hold on a project and or if you should sell in the bull run. Now me, I am not going to own anything out after this bull run outside of Bitcoin. I invest bull run to bull run, and that's it. Now that's just me. No matter what, guys, hopefully you guys have a plan. That being said, let's take a look at what I think has the biggest influence. Actually, I'm pretty sure I'm 100% right. I don't think it's disputable, because it's just facts and numbers, which equates to math. All right, let's take a look, guys. The announcement came. It shot up. Now, before we dive into the real reason, let's talk about just technicals and give you some fundamentals as well. On the technical side, it doesn't matter which project it is. Anytime you get a big move up, as a rule, you're going to fill that gap. Maybe not 100%, but almost always like 70, 75%. Even an immensely strong market and a strong project, you're going to try to come back at 50%. But if you really look at this, it rallied, pulled back, and tried to rally again, and it did not take out that high. And I don't believe it did. And then now it's just going down, down, and down. But look at this, guys. Look at the volume. It's getting less and less. So there's less buyers and less sellers. Well, where is this sell pressure coming from? And that's what this video is all about. Now, guys, if you're not familiar with Messari, go there, surf around, Google it, whatever you have to do. But it is a wealth of information. It has a free service for the majority of it, and it gives you so much information. Now, what you're looking at on this chart is basically the circulating supply. And when we look at it, we can tell when Ripple is dumping. Now, what you're looking at on this chart is the last 3 months. Now, I want you to look at something, guys. Before the pump, right before the pump, Ripple started dumping supply. Look at that. They dumped there, and then as that announcement came out and it started pumping, look at this massive amount of tokens that Ripple added to the supply. Now look, when you dump that much supply, guys, it's hard for any project to maintain that. Now, after they dumped there, it started to rally again. But guess what? Here comes another dump. Here comes another dump. And now they're still increasing the supply. Guys, they have increased 500 million tokens since the announcement, roughly. To put that in perspective, guys, 500 million. Quant only has 14.6 million, period. So think about that, guys. 500 million tokens is an immense amount. A lot of projects don't even have 500 million. But Ripple XRP has 100 billion. So guys, when you understand the math in that tokenomics, no matter what, you'll understand how high can XRP go. I understand the demand and what people tell you, but guys, I want to encourage everyone, dive in and understand tokenomics. Now, so what happens when you get this increase in supply in a bear market? Look, the news is gone, right? Most people that were going to wanted to sell have already sold. There might be a few laggers, but look, the number one influence is when people. The number one influence on this sales pressure is Ripple. And guys, their inflation rate is like 24-28% a year. Well, in a bear market, you've got to have a huge amount of people, new buyers, come into the market. Well, most of the people bought in the last 2.5 years. And for the life of me, I don't know why people would buy after the announcement. You don't buy into a pump, guys, especially in a bear market. You can get away with it sometime in a bull market because, as we know, it's crypto and you can do a 5x, a 5x, a 10x, a 20x on top of each other. But in a bear market, it's virtually impossible. Now, I want to bear with me if I haven't triggered you yet, guys. Use this as education because this is hugely important. You know, when you have bad tokenomics, and arguably Ripple has some of the worst tokenomics of all of crypto. Well, if you don't believe me, let's just look at the facts. Forget me, let's look at the facts. We know from looking at Masari that they have already dumped about 500 million since the announcement. But guys, they have been selling all year. Ripple has added almost just under 3 billion tokens. That's a huge amount of inflation just this year. They have been selling into this pump constantly. Now here's the part that I want everyone to understand, and you may not like it, but when you go all the way back to 2017, which we want, at the start of that bull run, Ripple added 5 billion tokens, but they were only starting with like 14 billion or whatever it was. It was an immense amount of dumpage. Now, a lot of people, most people will tell you that Ripple and XRP didn't make a new high during the last bull run because of this court case. Well, that did have influence, but most people that wanted to buy XRP figured out how to do it. And you have people like me that thought it was a phenomenal risk reward and started stacking. I stacked it early, and my plan was to do a swing trade and dollar cost average out after the announcement, and it's worked well. So that's another point of supply or sales pressure. But guys, in 2021, during the start of that bull run, Ripple added 12 billion tokens to that run. Look at this. It was started to pump and pump and pump, and Ripple started to dump and dump and dump, and then when they made this last major dump, it just killed it. It totally killed it. So if they wouldn't have dumped 12 billion tokens, it would have probably sent XRP to a new high. Because you got to understand, if they're not dumping, not only is that a huge amount, but it stops the flow, right? It stops the momentum. Because if it didn't kill the pump, like it does when you look at the chart, if it didn't kill the pump, let me show you something, guys. Look at this. If you don't believe it, pick any token, go to Masari and look. There's a direct correlation to unlocks and dumping and the price. 9 times out of 10, really about 99 out of 100, when there's a big unlock or a big dump, the price always falls. It just happened with HBAR, just happened with Avalanche. It happens constantly. And if you look at this chart, look at this. Huge pump and then huge dump. And then they tried to rally back, and what happened? Dumped again, and currently dumping. So here's the deal, guys. As long as Ripple is continually dumping tokens, that is a huge amount of inflation and sales pressure. There's not enough new money coming in. So in my opinion, we're going to go back and test these old lows. We might not get back to it, but there's no resistance whatsoever till like 46, 47, 48 cents. So unless Bitcoin turns around and starts to lead the pack again, or we get some positive news for XRP, it's just going to linger down, down, down. So anyway, guys, hopefully that's been educational. I'm not here to browbeat Ripple or XRP, but if you understand tokenomics, guys, it will tell you if you should be looking to maybe buy or wait, or when you should sell. Let me give you a scenario. No matter what, in a bear market, no matter what project it is, this is a rule to live by. When you have a project that is just going along normal, wherever it's at, it's going to do exactly this. It's going to go down to drift because it keeps getting dumped on, right? That's why quant, for instance, has been so strong. It doesn't get dumped on. It doesn't have really any inflation to speak of. Now, they all do it, but most projects with bad tokenomics do it extremely hard. I'll give you some examples. Go look at Avalanche. Look at XRP. Look at HBAR, which the tokenomics is getting better and better for HBAR, but if you look at over time, look at Link. I just had a conversation with someone in my community that I didn't know, and I love Link. I actually just did a video on it, but he was saying that the devs have been dumping constantly every single month and have never stopped, and that's why Link didn't get that massive rally that it should in the last bull run, and that's why it's been going down and sideways all year. The devs just keep adding supply, and that kills the market. Now, so what that tells you is, no matter what project it is, like HBAR is one of my absolute favorite projects, but they have constant unlocks. So it's going down. We're in a recession, no matter what anyone tells you. We have bad economic environment globally, so there's real no reason like to have an altcoin season right now for any of these things to pump. So when you think about bad tokenomics or aggressive tokenomics, no matter what, guys, this is rules to live by. When any project pumps in a bear market, take your profits or you're going to become the profits. And the odds are you will be able to buy it back. And a lot of times you buy it back exactly before the pump. Just like here, you're probably going to be able to buy XRP back at 50 cents, right? No matter what project it is. Go look at Caspa right now. Caspa's been on a tear, but you don't want to chase it because you don't. It's an early project. I'm not going to say it has bad tokenomics, and I probably shouldn't even be using that as an example. But what you're going to see in a bear market, nothing can maintain a pump. And definitely when a project's getting dumped on with high inflation, it can't have enough buyers stepping into the market. Now I know I'm rambling, but here's another thing, guys. Write this down. I'm telling you, this is the closest thing to a fact as you can get. It's not financial advice, but it is financial information that you really need to understand. When in a bull run, no matter which project it is, when it pumps, it can pump with bad tokenomics. Look at Avalanche. Horrible tokenomics, immense amount of inflation. And it pumped and pumped and pumped all during the last bull run. But look what happened. It turned around and it started to die, and it's continually dying because you can't have enough supply or enough new buyers to maintain that type of supply. Guys, it's no different than a business. Think about it. When we go into a recession, and why do you think corporations lay off people? Because when the good times, they have immense amount of sales. They need people to work. But when the sales drop, they can't afford to keep all that overhead. It's the same thing in crypto. So what I'm getting at, guys, no matter what, this is the closest thing to a fact as you can get. When you have bad tokenomics or high inflation, whatever you want to call it, because it's early, a lot of this is going to work itself out over time, like with HBAR. Every time they have an unlock, I see it as a positive because they use it to build the ecosystem, and then that circulating supply is going to get fully diluted, and then you can't get any dumpage on you, and then that is going to be the time to hold HBAR maybe long term. Now the difference in XRP, for whatever you guys want to think, you know, when they have an unlock, which is every month, they have 1 billion tokens unlocked, and they normally on average dump about 300 million. But guys, then they buy it back. So they take a profit, then they buy it back lower. And so they may never, ever have good tokenomics, period. Because as long as they continually do that, they're going to continually hold back every single pump because they're going to sell into it with huge numbers and they're going to buy it back. And guys, in my opinion, if Ripple's taking profits, you need to take profits, because I'm telling you, if you don't take profits, you will become the profits. And bad tokenomics, high inflation rate, guarantees no matter what, in any bull run, a project will not maintain a pump. It's virtually impossible. So remember that. And that's why, because crypto is so young, a lot of projects have really bad tokenomics because it's early. Maybe you have a project with, say, let's just say, to make the math make you understand it, project has 1 million tokens and there's only been 100,000 in circulation. Well, that's going to be great tokenomics in the future, but maybe it takes 2 bull runs before they start unloading those tokens. But they're going to continually add to the supply, and the demand in a bear market is not going to be there. All right, guys, I know I'm rambling. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And also, guys, once you understand market cap and circulating supply and the tokenomics, you're going to understand some of these bizarre predictions are virtually impossible. So you don't want to worry about the price of any project. You want to multiply the circulating supply by the price. And let's just say that gives you 1 trillion, for instance, no matter what project it is. That means that that project is going to have to be worth as much as the low price in this bear market of the entire 22,000 tokens out there combined. So when you start getting into the $1 trillion mark, no matter what project, no matter how good outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum, It's probably not going to happen in this bull run, probably not even the next. It could happen maybe in 10 years, but are you in crypto to hold anything 10 years? I'm not. Guys, I highly recommend going bull run to bull run. And no matter what, guys, I know a huge amount of successful people in crypto. And I don't know any that didn't take their profits. And the people that I have worked with, guys, over time, you want to see your heart break? I have people that I work with trying to help them with their portfolio, and they have turned small amounts, very small amounts, 5,000, 10,000, into $500,000, pushing $1 million, and now they are all the way back down. They lost like 90% of all that profit. Because, guys, on paper, it's not a profit. Now, think about this. For you guys that want to hold and you want to ride up a 10x or 15x thinking that you're going to get 100x in the future, well, think about this. If you start with, let's just say $10,000 and you catch a 10x, I don't care what project it is. If you take that project, right, and you take that profit, that's $100,000 to start the next bull run. So the opportunity cost for not taking that profit is unbelievable. Anyway, guys, I know I'm rambling, but go to Messari and start understanding tokenomics. And no matter what, guys, the numbers don't lie. Messari doesn't lie. Ripple has been selling into every single pump since inception. And I got news for you. In the next bull run, when XRP starts to take out its old high, and I pretty much think it will, you watch. Ripple will start probably dumping somewhere around 10 to 20 20 billion tokens. Guys, that is a immense amount. 20 billion tokens. All right, guys, that's all I got, and I'm not hating on Ripple or XRP. The facts are the facts. Do with this information as you will, but study up tokenomics, guys. It will serve you well. That's all I got. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Either way, come back, be part of this community. Hit that like button. Take care, guys.